Hello and welcome. My name is Ben Hales with Transform My Poker, and today I'm talking about how to play different stack depths in tournaments. And we're covering this topic today because a lot of you have indicated that you struggle with certain stack depths or certain stages of tournaments, and you'd like some tips and tricks. And so that's what we're going to do today. To start off with, I want to put this whole stack depths into context. So what other pre-flop factors should you be thinking about? Stack depths is one of them. What are the others? This is just a little bit of an intro slide, really. But what you should be rattling off now are the things even before the cards are dealt. What are you thinking about? Well, you should be thinking about tournament situation, opponents, position, and stack depth. So the stack depth is one of those four factors. Then as the cards are dealt, you need to pay attention to the action in front of you and any pot odds on offer. And then beyond that, you start thinking about ranges, and your own responses and bet sizings and your own whole cards, etc., etc. So there are, of course, more things that come into play afterwards, but your initial thoughts should be in this kind of order. So tournament situation, opponents, position, and stack depths. Okay? So that's where this fits into the context of your thought processes. Remember to consider other stack depths, not just your own, because your stack depth won't always be the effective stack. You might have 100 big blinds, but if you're playing against someone with 12 big blinds, then that 12 big blind is the effective stack, right? So make sure you're familiar with this term and that you understand it. It's absolutely vital. Pay special attention at any table to large and small stacks, because in tournaments, this is a key element. If you've got the big stack sat next to you, you need to be aware of it. If you've got a short stacker who's likely to be pushing all in, then absolutely you should be aware of that. Consider how the depths change when the blinds next go up. So pay attention to the clock and what's going on with the blinds. That will have a big impact on people with short stacks, as all the stacks will potentially sometimes completely halve when the blinds double, right? Sometimes the blinds go up more incrementally, sometimes they go up dramatically. So it's your job to pay attention to that. Now you can divide tournament stack depths up into categories. There's no right or wrong categories. You can say 0 to 15, 0 to 12, 0 to 10. We're talking about push fold zone. And you can even divide that up into 0 to 5, 6 to 10, and analyze how you're playing with very specific stack depths. And it's very useful, actually, to make sure there are no hidden weaknesses to your understanding of stack depth. 10 to 25, I've indicated as short stack. This would be the kind of 3-bet shoving zone. And then 25 to 50 is more medium stacked, where you've got a playable stack. And anything over that is pretty much deep enough to play normal or more or less normal poker. So if we start with the deeper stack, 50 plus big blinds, we're going to just play similarly to cash games. We're going to be a little bit more risk averse. We're not going to be triple barrel bluffing all the time. We're going to be avoiding high variance plays by keeping pots a little bit smaller and using some pot controlling lines, which just means that we're keeping the size of the pot smaller through the early stages, especially the flop stage. So only a few differences there from what we would be doing in a cash game. And then 25 to 50 big blinds opt for smaller pre-flop sizings. I think this is important. You see this from all the top tournament players, so you can watch any good tournament now and you'll see all the players choosing small opening raise sizes. Very different to down your local casino, where you may play in a cash game and see players opting for 6 times the big blind as their standard raise size. In tournament play at 25 to 50 big blinds, you really do want to embrace small sizings. So your normal open raise size might be something more like 2.5 or 2.25 times a big blind instead of a larger raise. Through the hand, you ought to be considering pot control. It's important not to bloat pots unnecessarily. Sometimes we can't help it, and sometimes we want to apply pressure on our opponent by doing the exact opposite. So there are times when we are going to be more aggressive with both our pre-flop and our post-flop play, but just as a general rule of thumb, we're going to be a little bit more cautious with how many chips we're throwing around. So smaller sizings pre-flop, smaller sizings post-flop, and then some pot controlling lines. Short stack, 10 to 25 big blinds, we're looking for opportunities to either shove or 3-bet shove. We're focusing on applying pressure on our opponents and making them fold as often as possible. That's the key trick to doing well in this type of stack depth. You have to be brave. You have to get your chips in when you have plenty of fold equity. If you wait till you've got less than 10 big blinds, you're going to get called off more often, and it's going to be more difficult to maximize the benefits of this lovely stuff called fold equity that I love talking about. So 10 to 25 big blinds, be brave, take risks, and yeah, look to apply lots and lots of pressure on opponents. And then finally, in push fold, 0 to 10 big blinds, you need to be roughly aware of what a push fold chart looks like, but also make sure you are factoring in any ICM dynamics, especially around the money bubble or any pay jumps, because at that point, you know, your chart is not going to be as useful as thinking about the stack depths and the various pressures on your opponents. And finally, just keep things simple. Don't try any fancy plays. Don't try and min raise and then fold. Keep it simple. Push or fold. Good. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to get involved in the comment section below the video, we'd love to hear your thoughts or questions. You can also click the link below to come and visit us at our website, where you can sign up and get your hands on a free training resource to help improve your game today. Just go ahead and click the link. Finally, if you'd like to see more free poker content, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way you'll be first to know when we publish fresh content. My name's Ben Hales with Transform My Poker. Thanks for listening.